We've heard it all before. Money can't buy happiness. Money is the root of all evil. Yet the world continues to try to make more and more of it. It seems like enough is never enough, even for the richest 0.1% of the world. Despite them saying more money, more problems, almost no one, with a few exceptions, is rushing to give all their money away. It seems as though there's a disconnect between what we're being told verbally and what's reflected in reality. So which is right? Does money really buy happiness? Does happiness really only increase up to $75K a year or $90K or so adjusting for inflation? The answer to both of these questions is kind of and probably no. Some of the findings are quite surprising. I think you're in for a treat. So just going off of personal experience as someone who's made increasing amounts of money through the years, I'm not gonna lie here. My happiness has definitely increased over time. Is it possible to control for every factor? No. Did my mental health, sense of purpose, relationships, and level of fitness also improve during this time? I would say they have. However, money does make it easier to attain a lot of these things. It helps to not have to worry about the bare minimums like food, water, shelter. That alone just takes such a huge load off your shoulders. Beyond the bare minimum, having extra income allowed me to be able to afford a therapist. It allowed me to be able to travel internationally to London and Amsterdam. It allowed me to be able to pay for singing lessons. It allowed me to have some semblance of savings and investments. These are things that I didn't even think of when I was barely making enough to survive. With that being said, is there a limit to how much money can improve happiness? I'm aware that what I've previously said was purely anecdote in my personal experience. However, there was a 2010 study conducted by Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman and economist Angus Deaton to find out if money played a part in two aspects of people's emotional lives. These two factors were everyday quality of life, which focused on things like joy, stress, sadness, and anger, and life evaluation, which are the general thoughts or outlooks that people have when they think about their lives. Basically, does my life suck or not? The study concluded that emotional well-being rose with income as one would expect, but that it stopped at $75K a year or $90K accounting for inflation. Any additional income past that was not shown to improve happiness. This study was quite possibly the most popular study on happiness ever, and the results are still talked about to this day in numerous podcasts and self-help books. But it leaves a burning question. If happiness is maximized at $90K a year, then why do people keep striving to make more and more money well beyond that? Doing everything under the sun, from taking super stressful jobs, screwing over workers, and working 80-hour weeks. Well, there was a 2021 study conducted by Matthew Killingsworth, a senior fellow at UPenn, using an app he created called Track Your Happiness. This app signals participants' smartphones at randomly timed moments during the day and prompts them to answer questions related to their well-being at that very moment. The prompt would ask, how do you feel right now, on a scale ranging from very bad to very good, to measure their experience well-being at that moment, while evaluative well-being, or how they saw their life as a whole, was measured with the question, overall, how satisfied would you say you are with your life? Using a scale ranging from not at all to extremely. Household income before taxes was also measured. What they found was a linear relationship between income and well-being. Happiness seemed to increase with income, with no plateaus, well over $400,000 a year. The chart only goes up to $480,000, but the line still follows a strong upward trend up to that point. So in theory, it keeps going up. Now, in the world of science, we know that correlation does not necessarily equal causation. I think that we still need to learn a bit more about the details of why these people are happier, particularly once you get to well over $100,000 a year. Is there a limit to how much happiness increases with money? Wouldn't Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk literally explode from happiness? The overall conclusion I've drawn is that having more money is pretty much always a good thing. So you should ask for that raise, get that promotion, put more effort into your business, but not at the expense of other areas of your life. There are plenty of individual things you can do to contribute to happiness, like cultivating strong relationships, exercise, meditation, and discovering new hobbies.